Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn our sixth unit, topic from sixth unit, and the sixth unit is different ERP tools. From that first tool we are going to study, which is SAP ERP. So let's get started. Now, what is SAP? So till now we only heard about SAP and always I say SAP, but what is the long form or what is exactly SAP? So the long form is System Applications and Products, as I mentioned in front of you. SAP ERP is an ERP software which is used by most of the businesses in the world. So this is the largest business software company and which is the SAP, which is used by most of the companies in the world. As you can see, 80% of the Fortune 100 companies which are using SAP for their businesses. So I think you might have heard about Fortune 500 or Fortune 1000 companies. Uh, I also told you in some lectures about Fortune 500 companies. So if you don't know, you just go on YouTube and check which are the Fortune 500 companies. There you will find Apple, Google, Microsoft at the top level, and they are also using SAP for their businesses, right? So who has developed this SAP? So SAP is developed by a German company which is named as SAP SE. Okay, so SAP SE, which is having worldwide n number of offices and total 80,000 employees are working with the SAP, and the headquarters are at Waldorf, Germany. Actually, here you can see SAP history. That means how SAP was evolved, how SAP came into the picture. So SAP was founded in 1972. The company was started in 1972, and in 1972 to 1973 they launched their first SAP software, and which is named as R1. That is short form of Release 1. Release their first version. So it was founded in 1972 by 5 former IBM employees. So then afterward their journey began. In 73 they released R1. Then that was used by some chemical industries at that time. And after some year in 1979 they launched their second release, that is R2, and which was based on mainframe systems. Then slowly www was evolving. That means internet was in boom. So at the time again they found that we can go with the SAP as client server platform. So in 1992 R3 was released, and this was the product which was used by most of the businesses, and right now also R3 is famous SAP version just because it is having client server architecture. As you know, what is the client server architecture? So basically it was connected with the internet. Then as World Wide Web came, that time uh, they launched their My SAP strategy software, and which was used to connect with the latest e-commerce platform. So right now also you can just go on SAP official website and you will find what is My SAP and how they are connecting e-commerce platforms with them. Then afterwards, after some year, one service-oriented architecture was designed in 2004, and which was SAP NetWeavers. And in 2011, so as you know, data was increasing, big data computing was coming into the picture. So in 2011, they released one new tool which is called as SAP HANA, HANA. So what is this SAP HANA? Uh, we'll see later on. So SAP HANA is processing real-time data and creating different reports, generating different reports which are giving some insights of the data. So it is in-memory computing software. So this is all about SAP history. Now, I think some of points we already learned regarding SAP modules in third unit actually, modules of ERP. So the same modules are with SAP. Basically, SAP modules are divided into two, SAP functional modules and SAP technical modules. So we will see one by one as if what are the functional modules and what are the technical modules. As you can see, enlarged diagram of functional versus technical modules. So technical modules are ABAP, Basis, BI, and NetWeaver. These are technical modules. That means there you can go with programming. In technical modules, we can program or we can make some customizations using these ABAP basis. So just if we want to see what are the long forms of these, so SAP ABAP is having long form as Advanced Business Application Programming, and SAP Basis is Business Application Software Information System or Integrated Programming. And then BI, we know what is BI, business intelligence, and one more version which we have already seen in SAP history, that is NetWeaver. These are technical modules, and functional modules are these are the common modules which always we see in ERP modules: HR module, SD module. SD means sales and distribution. Module, that is manufacturing module. Then material manufacturing, then PP module, product planning, then QM, quality management, then FICO, FICO, that is financial accounting and controlling. So these are various modules available with the functional. So these modules are used in organization for smooth functioning of various departments. So now what is the architecture of SAP? So this is the architecture of SAP, which is three-tier architecture. In three-tier architecture, we always see what is three-tier architecture. So there are three layers of architecture: presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. So what is in presentation layer? Presentation layer is basic GUI of software, graphical user interface which is provided, and these are the components specialized in interacting with end user from the presentation layer. Second layer is application layer. So application layer is the software component that specializes in processing business applications from the application layer. And database layer, so this is a component that specializes in the management, storage, retrieval of data from the database layer. So here by providing arrows in the diagram, you can see how data is transferred from one layer to another layer. So user enters the data which goes to the data processing in application layer where data is processed and it is stored into the database. Then again, if user requests for the data, it is fetched from the database, comes to the application layer for uh, arranging in proper format, and then it is given to presentation layer to display for the user. So this is the basic architecture. We will see these architectures in detail. I have provided one Word file where you can read all these uh, architecture, all the layers in detail. So what happens in first presentation layer or presentation server? So presentation layer is also known as client layer because as we have seen it, the architecture of SAP is based on client server. So here presentation layer is known as client layer, and which is used for user interaction. So user interaction is proposed with the help of graphical user interface, and for that examples for component are desktop, mobile devices and laptop. That means SAP might be used by the mobile devices also. So SAP's presentation layer resides on user machine. Second, application server or application layer, and the application layer is also known as kernel layer or basic layer. So SAP application programs are executed in application layer. Here application layer serves as a purpose of communication between presentation and database layer. Why? Because application layer is presenting the data in required format which is asked by the user or which we need to store into the database. And application layer components which are reside at high-end server. So these are connected with the server. And third one is database server. So database layer stores the data, and data stored can be, that might be business data, SAP system data, different tables, programs, and for that the database which we can use, the databases are or examples are Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, IBM DB2, Sybase, etc. And database layer components which are reside at high-end database servers. So this is the basic information about SAP three-tier architecture. And what are the benefits of SAP? By using SAP, what might be the advantages which every businessman can take? So as we know, this is a customized solution. We have seen this thing in implementation of ERP, that every vendor can provide customized solution to the business, because what is the need of business is depends on the which kind of business it is. So every business is having different solutions, different needs, different departments. So SAP provides customized solution, and since we are providing customized solution to the businesses, it is going to increase in productivity and efficiency. So productivity means specifically we are providing, say for example, material manufacturing. So in material manufacturing, inventory department as well as production department, purchase department, these are connected with each other with the help of ERP system. And due to this, within less time period, we can identify how much storage in how much material is available in inventory, how much raw material we need to purchase, and what is the step of purchase department. And because of that, the task gets completed within very less time period, and productivity increases, and parallelly efficiency of any business gets increased. Then all these things, productivity and efficiency, it is in good format. That is why cost efficient use of SAP might be there. That means as we can sell most of the more products within less time period, so definitely it is cost efficient. uh, Again, it provides benefit of data analysis and reporting. So SAP is having one more module for uh, analyzing the data which is available in the database, and creating different reports with the help of that data, representing that data in different formats like OLAP structures in relational databases, so that we can analyze the data easily. And also it maintains the consistent operation. So consistency is maintained here. Okay, so this is all about SAP, and if you want to read detailed information about SAP, I am going to share with you one Word file. There you will find all the details of ERP as well as SAP. You can read it out, and if you are having any problems, you can share with me. Thank you.